We have some terribly sad news to report this morning. Heartbreaking and devastating. World-renowned chef, best-selling author, award-winning host of Parts Unknown, and our friend, Anthony Bourdain, has died.
Kate Spade was found dead in her New York City home in an apparent suicide.
Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-TALK. It's available 24 hours a day.
With the tragic recent deaths of Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, many Americans have been forced to take a closer look at the issue of mental illness. An issue we should be discussing regularly and not just when tragic deaths occur, with people often responding by offering support via the suicide hotline. Now please note, I am by no means discouraging anyone from calling the suicide hotline. To countless people across this country, this service offers an opportunity to be heard and is undoubtedly crucial in helping people who are at risk of self-harm. But it should not be our only option, nor become the thoughts and prayers form of approach after a tragedy. Because when it comes to a mass shooting, there's often an outpouring of outrage, right? With many offering thoughts and prayers. But very rarely do we hear a strategic approach towards addressing the root of the issue. And the same can be said for our response to mental health. Like with gun violence, events like those of the past few weeks are a reminder of how desperately this country needs healthcare reform, both on a legislative level as well as a societal level. And a critical part of that reform means breaking the stigma around mental health and creating more of a receptive environment where people feel more comfortable talking with each other. Mental illness is an illness. A colleague of mine explained to me that one way to view mental illness is like diabetes. A diabetic needs insulin to regulate blood sugar levels, and they need to monitor their levels. Someone who is depressed or who struggles with mental illness needs support through therapy, medication, hospitalization, or other means. It affects a person both mentally and physically. Mental health days from work should be treated as sick days, just like with any other illness. And seeking out help should be treated the same way as talking to a doctor about a physical ailment. Another key element to eliminating this stigma is for people to understand that this illness is not one that can be alleviated through a mate saying, "Oh, come on, cheer up," or "man up," or "feel better," which I admit to resorting to in the past. It is an illness that needs to be acknowledged, treated, and taken seriously. It can affect anyone in any situation, and it can't be controlled by the power of suggestion. An important way we can all contribute to destigmatizing mental illness is through the language we use. Mental illness is not a dirty word, so it shouldn't be treated as such. But still today, people use words like bipolar, schizophrenic, and OCD as insults or jokes. Chalk it up to ignorance, but these are real illnesses that people are dealing with, being treated for, and struggling with right now. Using such phrases casually and with such negative connotations helps contribute to the shame and disrespect around mental illness that serves to further discourage suffering people from seeking the help that they need. Help that doesn't just come from a hotline, but from other countless sources. There also should be more affordable options out there for everyone to access mental health care, as well as healthcare in general. You can call or write to your legislators and push for mental health care reform. You can visit the National Council on Mental Health's Policy Action Center and go to the NAMI's Get Involved page to figure out more. We can all do better, not only to become more empathetic to the issue, but more knowledgeable and deeper in our understanding of what options there are out there for those who need it. Like the hotline mentioned above, it is not the only option. While 1-800-273-8255 is often the most common number brought to light, and while it is available 24/7 nationally, you can also text MHA to 741-741 to speak with a trained crisis counselor at Crisis Text Line, or call 211 for resources on crisis intervention, including feeling suicidal or help getting out of an unsafe, abusive situation. It also offers free resources and assistance on countless topics like healthcare, legal assistance, housing, emergencies, natural disasters, human trafficking, and more. There are also therapy options. If you have insurance, contact your insurance company to see what mental health coverage they provide and ask for a list of all therapists that are covered under your insurance. But if you do not have insurance, there are still other ways you can get help. There are counseling services in each state that offer sliding scale therapy for all. You pay for what you can afford based on your salary. Many actually offer completely free sessions for those in need. And many universities and college offer therapy and counseling services also on an income-based sliding scale, and you can visit therapy apps or websites such as Talkspace, BetterHelp, 7 Cups, there's plenty more out there. So to conclude, while we must do better to end the taboo surrounding the issue and listen to each other's concerns, I am well aware that not everybody has someone to turn to, and that's why hotlines and help centers are still crucial, but they shouldn't be the only option. We need to take better care of each other.